So now we'll see our concept. We'll see the relationship between the offer and acceptance that was given. So Sir William Anson said acceptance to the offer is what a lighted match is to a train of gunpowder. So that means what happens when a lighted matchstick is put near the gunpowder? It just explodes immediately. Similarly, acceptance is so powerful that once accepted, that particular proposal immediately turns out to be a contract. So that's the power of acceptance. The moment it is accepted, a mere offer just gets converted into a contract. I mean, a proper legal relationship, everything gets established. So that's the essence of acceptance in forming a contract. Okay, so that's where Sir Williamson compared an offer is acceptance to offer is what a lighted match is to a train of gunpowder. So I mean, he said once it is accepted, it's too late to revoke it. Okay, because already there is a legal obligation and everything getting started, so it is too late to revoke it except for certain conditions. We'll learn it later. So this means a train of gunpowder or that is offer is itself is inert. Inert is it has not got any essence in itself, but it is the lighted match, that is the acceptance, which causes the gunpowder to explode. Okay, the significance of this is an offer in itself cannot create any legal relationship unless it is accepted. Only once the acceptance is given, then it creates a legal relationship. Fine. So it's always the acceptance that's the significant thing that gives rise to a legal obligation or a contract. Fine. Now we'll read legal rules regarding a valid acceptance. Legal rules, just like for valid, we have essentials of a valid, and for offer as well, we have essentials of a offer. Similarly, for acceptance, we have legal rules for that. We'll see what are the legal rules. The first rule is pretty simple. It says acceptance can be given only by the person to whom the offer is made. Okay, suppose offer is made to A, only A is permitted to accept that. B cannot accept in place of A. Got it? So acceptance can be given by only that person to whom the offer is made. In case of a specific offer, it can be accepted only by the person to whom it is. Yes, specific offer, we have learned what is a specific offer yesterday, right? It's made to a person in specific. So we've even see Bolton versus Jones. Even here we have the similar case. So Bolton versus Jones case is nothing bad. So Jones is actually a creditor for Bolton. Okay. Jones is a creditor for Bolton. So what he thought was if he can, instead of requesting for the money, he thought I'll send a listing of goods to Bolton and get that goods in place of the money that Bolton has to pay to me. So this was his entire ideology. This was Jones' ideology in sending the listing of goods to Bolton. But by the time this listing of goods reached him, I mean Bolton, the sorry, uh, Jones is credited for Brocklehurst. Okay, so he thought I'll send a listing of goods instead of getting back the money. So he sent a listing of goods to Brocklehurst. But by the time this listing of goods reached to Brocklehurst, the business was already sold to Bolton. So now, in place of Brocklehurst, Jones has made this offer of listing of goods specifically to Brocklehurst. But since the business was already sold, it was actually, I mean, that listing of goods reached Bolton instead of Brocklehurst. So Bolton, seeing that listing of goods, it sent all the goods to Jones. Okay, Jones is of the intention that he sent the listing of goods in the place of money that he need to receive. So he Jones never had an intention of paying back for the goods. Now Bolton, who sent the listing of goods which was not actually sent to them, it sent out the goods and now filed a case against Jones saying that give back us the price of the goods. So here the court of law clearly said that Jones has made the offer specifically to Brocklehurst. it is you, Bolton, who has accepted the offer and sent the goods. So this offer was not actually made to you, you sent out the goods. So this is a specific offer. Jones is nowhere liable for that. Okay. Because the offer was specifically made for Brocklehurst. It's Bolton who just went forward and sent out the goods. Yeah. So that's where court is in the favor of Jones, and Jones need not pay for that goods. That was the verdict given in this case law. So that's how offer should be. Only when the offer is made to you, then you need to accept. When the offer is made to some other party, you are not supposed to accept. Though you accept, the decision wouldn't be in your favor. Oh. And you see, yesterday we have learned this general offer, that is the Corbelic, Carlyle versus Corbelic Smokeball Company case law as well, where in case of general offer, the moment that conditions of that offer is fulfilled, it is considered to be an acceptance. And then the second legal rule for an acceptance is acceptance must be absolute and unqualified. Absolute and unqualified is nothing but it should not have further conditions. Okay. Oh.